And just like Myra mentioned, I'm actually standing in her neighborhood right now, standing in front of one of the limited signs in this neighborhood. Signs like this that says school children walking or deaf children live here. These signages are very limited in neighborhoods like that. That's what these grants are going to be used for. Speed bumps and more signage that'll help people inform the community that there are elderly and children that live here. Right now we are live outside of the State House where another presidential candidate for the 2024 election has just signed and filed papers to become of the South Carolina ballot. The difference between this candidate is that she's rising in the polls. Let's take a look at what happened this morning. Those clouds are still moving in, and as I mentioned, those weekend rain showers have already begun. So tomorrow is a game day, and it's also Veterans Day. So I will be giving you more hour by hour updates as well as temperatures you should be expecting tomorrow as we go into this holiday weekend. And I'll have more information on that with you when we come back. Rain has already started this Friday, sprinkles throughout the evening. So like I said earlier, you do not need a rain boots. You may just need a quick little cool jacket. As we move into Saturday and Sunday, that is when the heavy showers will pick up. And it is a weekend of a game day weekend as well as Veterans Day. So if you plan on going out in the morning or even at night, ponchos, rain jackets, and rain boots for both of these days. As we move back into Monday, more sunshine is going to come out. It is going to be partly cloudy, a little windy, so you are going to need a little cool jacket on Monday. As we move back into Tuesday, the sun is coming back out. Temperatures are coming back up just a little bit, but again, we're still in this fall weather with this breeze and everything like that. So anyway, throughout these next 5 days, just always keep a jacket on you, something like that, just to get through the weekend and the beginning of your next week. That's all I have for you for this show. Thank you guys, and back to you guys at the desk. This will be a 3-day, 54-hole tournament that the men will be competing in. As of right now, they sit at 7th overall, shooting 24 under par, which is not bad for day one. The highlight of the day was freshman Nathan Franks, who shot 5 under par, shooting 3 birdies and an eagle at the 11th hole. March Madness has officially started. The South Carolina women's basketball team played their first and second rounds this past weekend here at Colonial Life Arena. While at home, they made the NCAA tournament history during their first round against Howard University. The Gamecocks dominated over Howard, beating them 76-21, and that is the lowest scored points in NCAA history. As for Sunday, the women's team advanced to the second round where they played Miami, which was a competitive matchup defensively, but not so much on the offensive end. Miami had issues moving the ball due to South Carolina's strong defense. Internet and telephone services are down across Gaza due to the lack of fuel causing a possible long-term communications blackout. Residents say Israeli forces dropped leaflets Thursday warning Palestinians to flee southern parts of Gaza.
Listening?
What are these 4th graders at Brockman Elementary School up to at 10 a.m.? Taking a hands-on approach to learning about the environment. Mrs. Brown's class is growing a hydroponics farm stand with the $1,000 they received from the Conservation District Award's 100th mini grant for education. This farm stand grows plants from water-based nutrients rather than soil.
We are hydroponically growing leafy greens, herbs. We can even do some vegetables later on. They're going to be able to harvest things to make salads, to go and serve to other people. It's going to be an all-encompassing thing that's going to include all aspects of the curriculum because we're going to be able to measure, we're going to be able to count, we're going to be able to harvest, we're going to be able to do research. So it's really exciting, and I'm very grateful that we won it.
Over at St. Joseph's Catholic School, Mrs. McLeod's class, on the other hand, is 2 weeks into growing their hydroponic stand.
I was ecstatic to find out that we won it, and the kids from day one have just been so excited because it really flourishes and it kind of speeds up that process. So we've been able to see and maximize the most amount of the plants. Like, we're growing right in front of our face. Like, every couple of days they're measuring to see how big they are, and it's how much they've grown. The fact that we're trying to teach them to explore and to grow what they want to eat and to experience different textures of food, different tastes that they're not used to. And I think we know that children were more likely to try a food if they grow it themselves.
And Mrs. McLeod didn't just mean that for the kids. I tried some of the kids' veggies myself as they try to gear up for some more foods to try.
They're really excited, again, for that independence piece of, if I want a salad, I could go and pick everything off that I need. And I think for them, that's what they're really excited about, because they're going to be able to meet their own needs while taking care of something else that also has different needs as well.
In Columbia, I'm Myra Mjsalters, Carolina News. It's a new year, and it's time for the Richland County Neighborhood Grant Program to distribute a new set of funds. These funds will allow neighborhood leaders to make their communities cleaner and safer.
The Neighborhood Grant Program is an extension of that as a way to help directly fund ideas that people in the neighborhood think of, as opposed to the county government doing it for them. We empower the neighborhoods themselves.
Neighborhoods like Myra Livingston's, a Trim Home Acres resident who has applied for the grant, has been involved in the fight to clean up her neighborhood for 8 years.
There's a lot of elderly in the neighborhood, and they're on fixed incomes, and we're just trying to do something to improve the neighborhood where money won't come out of their pockets and they can see something that we are doing.
The free informational sessions will inform applicants about the grant program, which can provide up to $15,000 or $2,500, depending on the income area, health and safety, leisure, and all projects geared to help the community look better. Leaders of Trim Home Acres plan to use their money to improve safety standards around the neighborhood, especially for their children.
Now we're looking at signs, letting people know that there are kids in the neighborhood because of the speeding and the traffic in the neighborhood. And we're trying to get something to kind of get that settled down. Let them know this is our neighborhood.
And just like Myra mentioned, I'm actually standing in her neighborhood right now, standing in front of one of the limited signs in this neighborhood. Signs like this that says school children walking or deaf children live here. These signages are very limited in neighborhoods like that. That's what these grants are going to be used for. Speed bumps and more signage that'll help people inform the community that there are elderly and children that live here.
We usually get around 40 to 50 applicants, and we fund almost 99% of them. So we're very proud. This is a project that's very important to the county, and County Council has always been really great about funding this program to be able to help as many neighborhoods as we can.
This is Myra Mjsalters for Carolina News. The Carolina Dance Team, formerly known as the Carolina Girls, has made a big change in the name of undeniable talent. Jordan Gary is the first ever male to make the Carolina Dance Team, hence the name change.
I tried out for my sophomore year and I ended up making it, and then that's when all the accommodations and changes happened with the name.
But getting there wasn't an easy road for Jordan.
My freshman year, I actually didn't try out for the team because I was definitely thinking that it wasn't like inclusive to guys, knowing that it was Carolina Girls.
With the support of the university, that road didn't shake him.
Tryouts was actually amazing. I had so much support, even though I was being the first guy on the Carolina Dance Team.
And what that process looked like for Jordan and his coaches, especially his head coach, Lindsay Sprague.
So I started coaching the Carolina Girls dance team in 2007. It was the first year the program was ever started by the athletics department. I was attached a little bit to the name Carolina Girls, I'll be the first to admit, because I'd spent 16 years building a brand around that. And I was really proud of our team and the name that we had built for ourselves. But at the end of the day, if it wasn't inclusive, it wasn't right.
Which came with a little fear and excitement.
I think it was more of a surprise to the public when we came out with my video.
Your video, let's talk about your video, because I've seen your video.
I was both scared and excited, but I was very excited to show what I had to offer and know that I was the first male in the USC dance team ever.
Jordan also got to make big decisions for the team, being the first male.
So I got my own separate practice uniforms, and I was actually a part of that. I actually got to pick some stuff that I wanted to wear.
He and I worked together very closely in terms of what his role would look like on our team. And so as far as picking out uniforms, picking out practice gear, what routines he's in. And now that we have done this rebrand and we've got a guy on the team, I think Jordan's going to open doors for other male dancers that are similar and that just didn't know before that it was an option for them.
I didn't even know if I was going to be perceived well or if the coach would even tell me that I could try out. I would say just go for it. You only live once. if you have the talent and you have the drive and you have the determination, why not try? The worst they can say is no.
For Carolina News and Reporter, I'm Myra Mjsalters.